Well, but he's just not a teacher. Black people now want to be taught. They don't want to be just spoken to. They want to learn something now. They want to clear the smoke.
So what is his purpose?
You have to ask him that. You can't ask me what his Minister of Fire Conference is. You have to go to him and ask him that.
What up? What up, everybody? Here we go. Another installation, management board, missed information. Bring you guys another exciting episode. I'm super excited. Been waiting for this all week. All week. Tonight's show about to be amazing. Okay. Nothing like this has ever been seen before on this platform that I'm aware of. And I've been around this platform for a long time. Okay. Since the beginning. Okay. So I'm super excited about tonight, man. We're gonna get into a lot of great things. And then don't forget. The day after tomorrow, Sunday, we're back in the building Sunday with the high priest again, dealing with the geometrium this Sunday, 7:30. Okay, it's gonna be a weekly situation. I appreciate everybody sent the emails in. I got your emails. I sent you over the corresponding links on how to book your private session with the high priest. Tonight, we bringing on another dope entity. We're gonna book her sessions too. Okay, we trying to get resolution. This is about resolution. This is about having resolution. Results is what they're called. Results. All right. It's cool with the history and the latest news and etc. But what is the resolution? How are you guys being healed? Okay. But tonight, it's all about the high priestess tonight. Okay. And I'm super excited to bring sister in. I personally have benefited from the works of this sister. So I mean, like, it's personal for me. It's personal, right? I'm not trying to say, snake oil, whatever that means, whatever it's worth. But let the sister check her out. She's an author. She's in the practice. I have gained the benefit from one of the sessions with the sisters, and she has a lot more to offer than what we went through. Okay, I'll let her get into the details of what she do. But it's all about the ladies tonight. Ladies, tap in. Ladies, check in. If you're in the comments, ladies, go ahead and drop a 777 in the comments for all my ladies out there. Fellas, you too. The guys can benefit from listening tonight as well. All right. It's Soul Sister Friday. All right. So every Friday, you're gonna tap in with the sisters. Make sure the sisters good mentally, spiritually. We're gonna make sure the fellas, y'all good mentally, spiritually on Sunday with the high priest. Okay, so we got the priestess and the priests in the building on the weekends for y'all. Okay, then I'm bringing y'all dope historical episodes throughout the week to reset your historical clock. It's, in the words of my good brother Crom, this is the perfect trifecta that we're giving y'all. You guys are getting the lessons, okay? You guys are getting the healing. You guys are getting the proper information you need. And I might just put my chef hat back on. And start giving you guys some good recipes on top of that, all right? And give you guys the entire mind, body, and soul experience. We're working on some stuff too. We're working on some. It's in talks. I say working on. It's in conversation right now. It's in conversation. We're gonna put together this dope ass retreat for you guys to be a part of it. Me and Crom laid the groundwork already in conversation. We just got to tighten up some bolts. We got a location. The first two may just be in Atlanta. I ain't gonna hold you. Okay. You know, Atlanta is an energy center, along with Philadelphia, New York. All these are energy centers. For those of you who live in the Georgia area or the Atlanta area, y'all do know that Stone Mountain runs all the way under the city to Atlanta, right? Stone Mountain runs the stone, the quartz, the quarry runs all the way to the city, downtown Atlanta. So that's super important. But again, as we always do, let's get to our house rules and protocols, and I'll let the people checking in, tapping in. True King was in here early though. I had already saw True King way earlier tapping in. I think the live was set for 9. True King was in here at 4 o'clock. 16:25 it says. True King, peace and love to you, good brother. Appreciate you, my friend. Brother Kansu is in the building. He says, I say to Crom TV, like, share, subscribe. Y'all damn right. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Follow me over on my YouTube channel at the Ministry of Information. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I also have memberships as well on my channel. But real spit, if you watching me 10 times out of 10, I'm on Crom TV. You know what I'm saying? Only on Crom TV. All right. Who else we got in the building? Rising Phoenix is in the building. Peace and light to you. We see you as well. Will of the Moon. It's a full moon out there tonight too. It was a full moon last night, so I'm pretty sure the Priestess can definitely give us some insight on what type of energy we can tap into with this full moon tonight. It's a nice big harvest moon too. Baby girl, peace and love. Master Disciples in the building. Solo 5K checking in. He's in the building. Bruce Lee always in the building. Tony Craig, peace and love. We see you, brother. Miss Muhammad, we see you out here. At work, but still tapped in all the way. VA in the building, pen and pad gang. Put some respect on the pen and pad gang, man. Hold on. Put some respect on the pen and pad gang. Where's my background at? I got pen and paper for pen and pad gang, pen and paper gang, all the same. Pen and pad. A pad is full of paper. So same thing. Pen and pad gang in the building, man. Y'all stand up. What's going on? What's happening? We see you too. Salute for Temple number 12. Temple number 12, we see you. Islam. Who else we got? I think that's everybody, right? So today is Friday. Today is holy day for all Muslims around the world. Friday being the day that man was brought into flesh. Friday being the day that man was departed from the flesh. Thus making Friday the holy day for all Muslims around the world. Peace and love to all my Muslims. I want to rise in perfect praise and honor to Allah. I bear witness that he is alone. He has no partners or no equals. In the Arabic language, they say, my music right, hold on, I can't say it to that. In the Arabic language, they say, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, illallah rabbil alameen, ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Maliki yawmiddin. Peace and love to all my Muslims. I give honor to all the prophets of Allah and to all his apostles. I give honor to the Messiah, the anointed one. I give honor to the Mahdi, the guide. I give honor to the Mujinta, the reformer, who were all sent forth from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Peace and love. So listen, We're about to jump right into this, man. But before we do, I want to drop a video. I want to drop the video first, then bring the sister in, and then introduce the Empress. Y'all know I don't believe in calling our sisters queens, and we'll deal with that term later. I don't believe in the whole queen situation. We know what a queen is. If you don't know what a queen is the king's whore, and that's not what we're doing over here. We're gonna call it Empress. Okay, by default, an Empress owns and controls more territory than a queen. A queen owns and controls no territory outside of which the king has provided. So we're going to say Empress, or emperor. We're talking about empires, not just kingdoms, all right? And that's what we're dealing with tonight, y'all. Some kingdom building with this sister tonight. So hop to the video. Let's check the video out real quick, and then I'm going to bring her to the platform, let her introduce herself, and also tell us what she's all about. Let's check it out.
You love it how I move you love it how I touch you, my one. When all is said and done, you believe God is a woman, and I feel it after midnight, a feeling that you can't fight, my one. It lingers when we're done. You believe God is a woman. I don't wanna waste no time, yeah. You ain't got a one-track mind, yeah. Have it any way you like, yeah. And I can tell that you know I know how I want it. Ain't nobody else can relate. Boy, I like that you ain't afraid. Baby, lay me down and let's pray. I'm telling you the way I like it, how I want it, yeah. And I could be all the things you told me not to be.
Peace and love, sis. Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and light.
Peace
How you feeling?
and blessings. Yes, to the gods and goddesses. I'm feeling amazing tonight.
Awesome. So let's get started by telling everybody who you are, what you got going on, who you with, and what you into. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it.
Okay, yes. So I am a modern day shaman priestess, originally from St. Louis, Missouri. Now I currently live for the past 11 years here in Atlanta, Georgia. I stay north, like Beaufort, Lawrenceville area, and I help people unlock their trauma, release blockages, and heal themselves.
I know that's right. Okay, and then that's what it is. So, how long have you been in the practice?
Oh, wow. Yeah. So I would say I have been doing this work since 2014.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a solid 10 years.
At least a decade strong. You've been in the arts.
Yeah.
The practices.
Yeah.
Okay. Now go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
My question was, does one have to be picked or chosen, or does it choose you? How does this work into this field of work that you in?
It absolutely chooses you.
Okay.
I was not trying to do this.
How did you get selected for it?
My goodness. Okay, so my background is actually massage therapy. So I've been a licensed massage therapist for 21 years. And around the end of 2013, like around November, things started happening to me where I would start being around people, and they start having like spiritual experiences. Okay. And so one time, January of 2014, I had a client come over, and the client they were actually just getting a regular like chakra tuning with some tuning forks, nothing crazy, just some basic open my chakras. And so as I was doing this client, I was working up the chakra center. So I started like, let's say at the root, which is the bottom one. So just think of kind of like the base of the spine by the pelvis. and I was working my way up. And when I got to the heart chakra, the sister like jolted off the table, and then she starts shaking back and forth, and then her face contorted. She started cursing me out. And I'm like this with the little fork, and I'm like, whoa. And she was like, get the F off me. Da, 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 da. And I was like, just in total shock. And so after like 2 minutes, I'm like, and she wasn't calming down. And I'm trying to like hold her on the table. She's going left and right and left because I didn't want her to fall and hurt herself. And for like 45 agonizing minutes, I was trying to like get this sister to come back. And because it felt like something pushed her out the driver's seat and something else took over the car. And the craziest thing was the tonality of her voice completely changed. And so I just kept calling her name over and over again. And nothing worked. And I'm just kind of like, what am I to do? My kids upstairs. Because at this time I had a room in my house that I was working out of. And so after like 45 minutes, I thought of something that my massage teacher had told me in school. She was like, if you're ever doing a session and a client starts crying, she was like, you could have woken up muscle memory. So she said, if they ever start crying, just keep going. And so for some reason that popped in my head. And so I took the tuning fork and then I went to her throat and then I went to her third eye. When I went to her third eye, whatever was there like left. And she just like fell back on the table. And I was like, what the heck? So I did the crown. And then she was like, And I was like, sis, are you okay? And she was like, oh man, that was wonderful. And I'm looking like, what? And I was like, do you remember anything from the session? And she was like, mm-mm. And I was like, okay, let me help you up. And so I said, let me go get you some water. I need you to have a seat on the futon.
Right.
So I went and got the water. I came back. We sat on the futon. I said, yes, sis, I think you got something on you. And the girl dropped her head like this. And then she was like, I kind of figured that. I was mad.
Wow.
I said, so you ain't going to warn me? You just going to let me walk into that night? So I was like, yeah. And I said, well, what's going on with you? I mean, did you go through something? Are you stressed? Did you have a bad childhood? And all of a sudden she drew up like this and it's like she turned into a 5-year-old. And she was like, and she started talking like a baby. And she said, I had a really, 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 really bad childhood. And I was like, oh, and I was like, do you want to talk about it? That voice came back and she was like, no. I was like, whoa, okay. And I said, well, sis, this is out of my scope of practice. And I just clear chakras. So I was like, yeah, you need some deeper help that I cannot provide for you. So I sent her on her way. And so after that, I'm praying up and down to the creator, like, please do not send nobody like that to me ever again. Oh my goodness. So the creator had a real funny sense of humor, sent me like 8 more people, just even throughout that year. Right. So by the time I got to the 9th person, I was like, okay, I see you got a funny sense of humor. You just gonna keep sending me the crazy people. Okay, I see what we doing here. So I was like, okay, I need to do something because it ain't stopping and I don't know what to do. So I was like, I need to see how I can help these people because I just keep sending them away because I don't know what to do. And so the first thing that I thought of was the movie The Exorcism. And so I was like, I need to become ordained.
I just showed the movie Deliverance because when you saying that, it sounded so. If you guys have not seen the movie Deliverance, go check the movie out. I don't know what you get from it. I know what I got from it. And when you was explaining that, it sounded just like the movie Deliverance.
Yeah, that is real. I didn't see the movie, But man, like
that's
when I
crazy.
tell you, and I want to mention this too with the first girl, it felt like it was two entities on her and they didn't like me, but I'm not even gonna front, they felt protected. Like they were protecting her. But they didn't like me. They ain't want nobody hitting her with the tuning fork, but it's like they was coming out, but they was like in a protective mode. And so again, she did mention that something happened in her childhood. So maybe, I don't know, these entities came as a protection, but that girl was 34 years old. It's like they never left. And
Wow. So what does the tuning fork do in this instance?
So in that instance, I was working with 7 tuning forks and they were attuned to different hertz. So whenever a perfectly tuned chakra, each perfectly tuned chakra will resonate at a certain frequency. So what happens is you're using the art of entrainment, where if you have a blocked chakra that's closed, you can take a tuning fork that's tuned to the perfect pitch and the perfect frequency, and upon playing it on on that chakra center, you could then bring the vibration up, hence opening the chakra center. But that works if it doesn't have like an attachment. I later found that out. If it have an attachment, I don't care how many times you hit that fork, you're not gonna remove that entity. You got to remove that entity first in order to open that chakra.
So when people speak of what they call it, like sexual transmitted entities, that's the thing. The attachment is the thing I'm talking about.
Are you talking about like a sexual soul tie or like sleeping with a spirit? Because those are like two different things.
You have to forgive my ignorance. I'm not sure of the differences, but sometimes people can get the soul ties or trauma bonds, or just by being promiscuous with other people, you open yourself up to those sexually transmitted entities. Like
Absolutely.
Every person you lay down with, you attach yourself to their familiar spirit. So let's say, I don't know, 8-9 years of just sleeping around, you don't accumulated quite a little legion of entities.
Absolutely.
How does one purge themselves of that situation?
So are you speaking from a female stance or a male stance?
Female.
Okay, so it's really interesting. Hold on one second. Let me turn this thing. There we go. So it's really interesting. So with a female, what I noticed, there was a movie that came out in the 80s called it was like a movie about life. It was like showing the conception of life. Channel 9 had came out with it. The Miracle of Life was the name of the movie. And around the 17 part mark in the movie, they actually showed the sperm going down the vaginal canal and looking for the egg. And a lot of that sperm was just burrowing itself in the walls of the vagina, in the walls of the uterus, and then they would die. And people don't realize that's literally how you make a sexual soul tie, because that sperm literally has burrowed into you, becoming part of your DNA. So if anybody can look that movie up, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. And so to get the first thing you want to do, you want to remove that energetic imprint of that sexual soul tie. And it could be so strong. A sexual soul tie is typically made with a person that is not in alignment with your highest and greatest good. So this would be a partner that was very toxic. The relationship could have been very tumultuous. It's not going to be harmonious at all. And if you all had unprotected sex, this is where that soul tie is going to happen. So the first thing you need to do is get the sexual soul tie energy imprint release. After you release the energetic imprint, then you need to immediately follow that up with doing a vaginal steam. And that's where you use sacred herbs that are beneficial for the womb, but herbs that are also have been prayed over, because you got to remember, plants have spirits, plants have entities. So you just tell them what you need. So when you're praying into the plants, the herbs, you'll hold them in your hand and you'll pray into them, letting them know what you need them to do. And so when the herbs, when you start when you put the herbs in the pot and that steam starts coming up through the vaginal canals and into the uterus, it's like it's going to automatically be doing the work. And with the energy imprint already removed, it's going to help to bring out the old tissues and everything. And that's why on the next cycle, a lot of women see that old, BLOOD. I don't know if we could say that, but they'll see that coming out.
Really?
A lot of people, they be like, wow, I had some brown BLOOD come out and this and that. You're going to feel lighter in your womb space, because we as women, we hold everything in our wombs. We hold our joys, we hold our miseries. Anytime we got a heartbreak, anything, everything we hold in our wombs. And so if you have a sexual soul tie and it hasn't been dealt with, it can even start making the womb sick, and then you start having womb ailments.
Such as, but not limited to?
Man, it could be heavier menses. It could turn into like fibroids. It just depends on the severity of the sexual soul tie. And some women, unfortunately, can even, let's say that partner gave them a STD. I don't know if we can say that. Yeah. But if they even receive that, then you got to think of the emotional damage on top of the physical damage. So it's layers to it. So removing that, energetic imprint is like the utmost important.
Wow. Let me read this real quick about soul ties. A sexual soul tie is a spiritual and emotional connection that can develop between two people after sexual intimacy. Soul ties can be healthy or unhealthy and can involve physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual aspects. Pretty much everything you just said. Here's some things to know about sexual soul ties. How they form. Soul ties can form through any sexual activity with another person, not just intercourse. They can also be created through other intense or prognate interactions, such as a romantic relationship, close friendship, or strong bond with a mentor. What's the evil side of soul ties? And I'm asking that question for a reason, because as I just read that, I haven't read this before, by the way. As I just read that, I don't know why the whole Diddy shit popped in my head when I was reading that. But it goes back to what you were saying. Like, do you think people who are aware of this energy, you think they use it in a manipulative way to trap other people? Or would a person even know they have it, this entity in them? Would a person know that?
So you absolutely can use it to manipulate. A lot that kind of goes more into the realm of sex. Oh, I don't know if I can say that word, but sex magic.
YouTube, you say whatever you want to say.
Oh, okay. So that goes more into the realm of sex magic. But what I'm going to first say is that that's not correct. That a sexual soul tie can be healthy. It's never healthy. Because a sexual soul tie, anything that's tying you to something is never in alignment with your highest and greatest good. So Google AI need to tighten up. That's not true information. So there are different type of ties. So you have sexual soul ties. They're only made through sexual means. And then you have soul ties. So soul ties are made through non-sexual means, and they can be formed with anybody. It could be formed with a same sex, a person in your family. A soul tie is an unhealthy relationship, and it's not incestuous, nothing like that, but just somebody that is draining you. It could be, you could have a soul tie with, like, let's say your child. Like, let's say the child is acting out, they bad, they 30, 40 years old, they clowning, and you just keep falling for it. You never hold them accountable. That's an unhealthy soul tie, because that tie is made through a non-sexual means. Gotcha. And then you have things like energetic implants, and that's a whole another thing.
And what's that? The energetic implants. As somebody, I guess, putting something on you forcibly.
Yeah, so an implant is usually put on you through like a low-level entity, demonic spirit, or a person. And it could be for all types of things. It could be for like mind control, behavior modification. It could be to track you. It could be to spy on you, to siphon your energy, whatever they want. So I also do energy implant removals as well.
Energy implant removal. So if you need some energy implant removal, anything dealing with soul ties, connections, get it this sister. We have a question from the chat. They said, and for the brothers, how are the brothers affected? Could you speak to how the brothers are affected with this?
Oh, yeah. So the brothers are affected in the same way, because you have to remember, we all are energy bodies. So if a brother has a sexual soul tie with a sister, it's going to be a sister that was not in alignment with his highest and greatest good. She might have been in these streets running circles around him. It could be 10 years later, he's still thinking about her. He's still craving her. He's waking up in the middle of the night thinking about her, and he can't figure out why he can't get her out of his head.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's why my mama said, don't eat no girl spaghetti.
That part. That part, exactly. And a lot of these people that they get tied to are black hole beings. And these are people that don't have no soul. And their main objective here on earth is to swallow up as much light as they can. So they come in here to just devour all of your light.
Those are those energy vampires.
This is deeper than that. This is like a black hole being. Like they taking over. An energy vampire, they'll suck from you. Most of the time they're not trying to, but a black hole being, it's like this is their main objective here on Earth. And they could be men or women.
That's crazy. Let's read a little bit about trauma bonding from Skynet. It says trauma bonding is a complex physiological connection that develops, psychological connection, that develops in the context of abusive relationships. Explanation: a person forms a deep attachment to an abuser who cycles between abuse and positive reinforcements. This can lead to a person feeling conflicting emotional towards the abuser, such as love, shame, or fear. What say ye about trauma bonding? Because this is what Skynet is giving us right here. Trauma bonding is.
Yeah, that's a real thing. You know, a lot of people get together based on similar traumas, and a lot of this trauma bonding starts with that inner child trauma. So a lot of people that went through the same things, you know, like if you have a girl, she was abandoned when she was little, the guy was abandoned, and now that they're older, it's like they'll automatically kind of be drawn to each other. And then the relationship could grow very toxic, right? Because neither one of them had a foundation to build upon. You know, whatever that abandonment was, it could be that the father wasn't in the home, or the mother may have been, you know, on drugs or something, and they were raised by another family member. So then they develop abandonment issues. They don't have any self-worth, and it'll go on and on. And another thing that I start seeing a lot in my clients, when they have low like self-worth issues, it tends to show up in materialism, because the father in the home is so important that the father literally, the father will really put the self-worth in the child and the identity. And if the father is missing, it will typically make, whether it's a male or a woman, when they get older, they'll be very, very materialistic because they feel like this material will define my worth, my self-worth.
Wow. Wow. Well, I think that speaks to a whole entire generation here, where everybody has to have on the Balenciagas. That's all I know is Balenciagas. I don't know the fucking clothes. I don't wear it, so I don't know it. But the overcompensation for buying all the fancy clothes, the fancy cars, just being in that limelight. This helps to understand what you just said. Trauma bonding. We talked about sexually transmitted energies. What else are we missing?
There's also spirit babies.
Okay, let's talk about it.
So a spirit baby is a baby that is attached to its mother womb, or the spirit of the father, a baby that died between the ages of 0 up to 3. And that baby was supposed to come through and be on this realm, but for whatever reason, the baby didn't make it. So it could have been that the baby was miscarried. It could be that the baby was aborted. And or the baby could have been born and, let's say, died of like SIDS or something.
Right.
And so the spirit of that baby, if they don't cross over, I'm not saying every baby that dies that way won't cross over. They usually do. But when they don't, they can attach to either parent. And then they can really cause a lot of havoc, because what typically happens, they turn angry and then they start wreaking havoc either in the womb or on their father, where they'll cause infertility in their parents. They'll bring reproductive dysfunction. And you will know that you have this if you've lost a baby. And then let's say you're with your current partner and you're trying to conceive. And then you went to the doctor and the doctor's checking your numbers and your levels. And the doctor's like, oh, everything's perfect. Yeah, you should be able to conceive. The man goes to the urologist. They're checking his sperm count. And they're like, no, everything's perfect. You should be able to conceive. Then you know it's absolutely a spiritual attack. It's a spirit baby, not letting new life come through.
But that's something that you also do, right? And is I'm trying to get the video queued up here. It's called what is it called?
So for the women, I do the womb trauma release. But what I was just explaining, that's a spirit baby release. And men and women both would need that if they lost a child.
Wow.
And it's even worse for men, because most of the time with men, they may be talking to a woman. It may not even be their girlfriend, but they might have just been, getting intimate, and she might have, slipped up and got pregnant and didn't even consider him, didn't even consider his feelings, and just went and aborted his baby. And it could literally devastate the dude. And then that baby could attach to him. And for years, he could be yearning for that child that he didn't even get a say-so on he wanted his child to live or not.
Damn. And that part of it adversely affects both the man and the woman, you saying? That affects everybody.
Yes.
Damn.
So like, let's say, I'm going to just give you a scenario. Let's say the guy, he's in high school, star football player. His girlfriend's the cheerleader. She ends up getting pregnant. And then now the mom comes and just, you're getting an abortion, and just immediately abort the baby. But the guy actually wanted the baby. Sometimes the girl wants it too, and now his baby's just gone. and that baby can attach to him and really cause havoc, where as he goes through life, let's say now it's 15 years later, he's married, he's trying to have a baby, and now him and his current wife cannot conceive. And now they're going to the fertility specialist. They're trying to figure out what's going on. All their tests are coming back perfect. Now, sometimes you can go and you'll find out, oh, there's a physical ailment. He might have a low sperm count, or he might have some type of blockage. She might have scar tissue. So if it's not nothing physical, and the doctor is like, yeah, y'all can absolutely conceive, and you've been trying for like a year or so and you still haven't done it, and you're tracking ovulation, it's a spirit baby. Especially if you lost one and now you're trying to conceive and you cannot. And all the physical things have been ruled out. That's how you know you need to spiritually elevate that baby. You need to lift that baby's spirit up.
That's crazy. So now, and I don't mean to sound unadvised in this line of questioning. I'm just simply curious. So when a child is born and it comes out of his mother's womb and the doctor, spanks the baby, that first breath, isn't that the breath that the baby that animates the child? Is that not the soul of the baby at that point? You're saying the baby has a soul in the womb already.
Oh yeah. The moment of conception. That's when so we have a chakra called they refer to it's the sacred chalice chakra. It's right above the root chakra. It's also called the seat of the soul. That's what actually holds the soul like in a container. So at that moment when the egg and the sperm meet, that's the spark of life. That's the moment when the soul entered the vessel. Because if you think about it, when the baby develops, I have 6 children, so I done did this rodeo many times. But it's funny when you join like let's say baby.com or something. Every week they're sending you updates. Today the circulatory system is building. This week the skeletal system. This week the brain is developing. If you notice, you don't have to tell it what to do. It's like it already got the blueprint. You don't have to tell those lungs to breathe. It automatically, it's like it just automatically forms the baby. They be like, oh, this week, okay. And even before the baby took the first breath, it's already developing because the soul is already there. So when the baby is born, that's just the baby, coming earth side. But the baby is living within the mom, because we can feel when the baby's moving, the baby's kicking. So the baby's fully alive. The baby even swallows amniotic fluid while it's in the womb too.
Damn. Okay. That totally, because I thought that the baby received his first breath, or that. Because breath means spirit means breath, but you're saying the soul of the child is already conceived. It's already there. That's why I would guess when a woman becomes pregnant with a child, they say, "Girl, you're glowing. Girl, you're glowing. She's brighter. Her skin is pretty. Like everything is popping." What happens to the female, in your opinion, when she's full of life? Like, what makes a woman radiates? Like, what energy is being projected out of her at that point?
We're literally cultivating a life inside of us, and the baby literally is like it's in its mother within a mother. Because to be honest, the placenta is the first mother. That's the tree of life. That's the real mother. If you want to be for real,
you're right. It looks just like a tree. You're right.
Yeah, that tree of life, and it's like the new stem cells, the new blood, just all of that, just being built inside of us. That's what makes us radiate and glow, because it's like that new life is being poured into us. So we're even getting the benefit of that baby being inside of us, because even when we have something going on with us, the baby can send things to repair the mother.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. So it's very, very powerful. Whenever we're with child, that's why we really should sit still. It's a very, very sacred time. Very sacred time. You're cultivating a life.
Damn. So let's switch gears for a second and talk to us about what we're seeing on the screen right here about these chakras. How important are these chakras or chakra points? And is there more than 7 or more than 5? Like, how many chakra points are there? And what are the importance, as you mentioned earlier, of you awakening these chakra points? Like, what effect does it have on our physical body to deal with these chakra points the way you do?
Okay, so what you're looking at right now, you're looking at the basic 7 chakra centers. Well, actually 8, because they got the soul star too. The soul star is the one on the top of the head. That one's about 6 to 12 inches above the crown chakra. So these are extremely important. What I've also found to be all of these major 7, they actually line exactly up with our endocrine system. So all of our glands within the endocrine system are connecting with these 7 chakras. So that's even powerful. Yeah, endocrine. Yep, there it is, the endocrine glands. Because you got the root chakra. It connects with the adrenal glands. The sacral is the reproductive system. So the reproductive system is part of the endocrine system. Then you have the solar plexus that connects with the small intestines and large intestines.
Yeah.
And then you have the heart chakra that connects with the physical heart. Then you have the throat chakra. The throat chakra connects with your thyroid gland and your parathyroid gland, and that controls the metabolic rate in the body, which controls like weight gain, weight loss. Then you got the third eye chakra. That's the master gland in the body. That's the pituitary gland, and that regulates all hormonal function and also the reproductive hormonal function. And then you have the crown chakra, which is the pineal gland, which is about a half an inch above the pituitary gland. And that one correlates directly with your crown chakra. So there are more than just 7. In my session, I have a chakra checkup session. I actually check around 32 on men and up to 36 on women. So spirit revealed to me that every organ and every gland in your body has a chakra system. And so the chakra is literally just an energy center, a wheel of light, but it's like a miniature power center. And at any time, if it's shut down or not spinning properly, that's how disease actually sets in.
What causes the disease to set in on a particular organ? Is it because it's not active? There's no life in the organ, or like what's causing disease to set in the organ? You know that?
So it's really based on your lifestyle. So every organ in your body also correlates with an emotion. And that particular emotion will govern that particular energy center and also that organ. So when I do a chakra reading, I could see which organ is open, shut down, has an attachment, needs a tune-up, or have like a ancestor attached or like a demonic attachment. I could tell all of that in the chakra check that I do.
Wow. Mind blowing. Listen, and I'm only saying because, as I told you guys, like I've actually sat through one of the sessions with the sister, and it is exactly what happened. In my case, my back was jacked all the way up. And when I tell you, within the next 24 to 48 hours, I mean, since that day, I've been up straight. I couldn't even walk. I don't know what was happening with my back. I mean, I have a little bit of insight now, but what we think could be something that could be medical, and especially when the doctors don't know, when the doctors are taking X-rays, MRIs, and they like, shit, I don't know what's going on, bro. Like, nigga, yeah, but it hurt. Like, something hurts back here, and the doctors don't see nothing. They pulled out these $15-16 million machines to do scans, and they can't see nothing physically wrong with you. Then we have to lend ourselves to believe that there's something else happening. Energy, spirit, whatever y'all want to call it, spirit, souls, entities, whatever the name you want to put on it, there's something else that also vexes the human body, right? So what was the wildest case you've seen? Did you already tell us the wildest case with the young lady, I guess?
Oh, no, that was just the beginning.
Damn.
I done saw so much stuff.
I always ask this question because I would imagine because you have to have a level of belief. I'm talking about you. Like one would have to have a level of belief to say this practice that I'm doing is causing an effect to another entity. Like it's not magic, but you're projecting something that's causing an effect on another human. So at some point, I would imagine that it becomes heavy for you to deal with these individuals. What was the heaviest thing you've seen or dealt with so far?
So I did have one session. It was some years ago. It was a Caucasian young lady, and she was telling me that she was addicted to some prescription pills, that she ate them like Skittles. And she felt like her 5-year-old daughter was like possessed by like a old man or something because of how her daughter was acting. And so, long story short, I told her to come. I told her, make sure she doesn't, partake in any, drugs. That's very important because you're trying to get a healing session. And she came, and as I was doing the healing, the entity showed up, and everything that I did, nothing worked.
Okay.
I threw everything I had.
What do you mean it showed up? Like, did you you pull up a chair? You saw it? You heard it? Like,
yeah. So usually when they show up, they'll take over that person's vessel.
Gotcha.
And it could be it's like always the same thing. Like whether you're Caucasian, black, like whatever color, you'll kind of have a graying to your skin, like a slight graying. The eyes would be like extra dark. And it's like when they come through, it's almost like it instantly ages that person. So her face was all like, I can only describe it as kind of crinkled up. And her voice was different. And they always do this. And so as I'm like trying to, do the different energy and everything that I do, nothing was working. And that's never happened before. And so I'm sitting here like, okay, and this was like 4 or 5 hours. And I said, okay, something's up. I said, because this ain't never happened. So she passed out, I would say 4 different times on the table. And at this point, I'm just doing the energy part. So just doing the energy healing. The girl, I saw like her arm, it was moving through her arm where her arm was getting big. And it was like going through her arm. Like it looked crazy. And she was really little too, very little, like probably 115, 120, probably 5'3" or 4. She was a little person. And I'm just like, what is going on here? Like, why ain't nothing working? So I don't even know what I did, but it finally, I'm gonna be honest, it retreated on me. It got sick of me. I didn't get rid of that one. That one just left. It was like, you know what? I'm gonna go and go. And so I was sitting down. I was like, what did you do? What did you do? Something. No, I was like, my stuff hit every single time. What did you do? The girl just started bawling out, crying. It was like, I took 4 Vicodin before I came here. I was like, get the hell out of my house. She said 15 minutes before the session, when she was in the car, she took 4 of the pills. And I was so angry because it's like, if it's a spiritual attack and you possess, to be honest, that's lightweight. That's easy to get rid of. But if you done arm this entity with some alcohol, you done gave it a whole arsenal. Like, you already got the strength of 10 men. Now you done gave it the strength of 50 men. It's like, you could have put my life in danger. It could have choked me out and killed me. And so I let people know, if you have a drug addiction, I absolutely will not see you. That is out of my scope. It has to be spiritual only. Like, it has to be a spiritual emergency. If you are having a spiritual possession and you're high, I can't do nothing for you.
Yeah.
Because another thing that I found out, some people that have used hard drugs, it's kind of like we have a door, like in the back of our head. It's like we have a door. And if you're not careful, when you go into another altered state of consciousness, that entity can walk through that door. But if you take certain hard drugs, it can rip that door off the hinges. And at that point, it can walk in and out of you anytime it wants to. And when it's went that far, now you need medicine to balance that out. Because what happened, you used a synthetic drug that now permanently, through the chemical composition of your brain, off. So I can't just help you on a spiritual level now, because you altered that with a permanent drug. Like, it could be something like methamphetamine or PCP, like that. Those are like some of the heavy hitters that almost always is going to rip your door off. And so at that point, now you need medication. Now, once you're on medication, and then that's been like, you've been on it for like maybe 3-6 months, and it's controlled, now you can come and see me, and then we can get these demons up off of you. But if you use drugs, and like a hard drug, I ain't talking about like weed, I'm talking about like some for real stuff.
Right.
That's how it has to go. And that's my personal rule. Like, another person that's doing the work, they probably do it differently, but this is exactly how I personally do it.
Now, when it comes to that type of healing, I know some people go to South America to get what is it called?
You talking about grandmother? You talking about the
ayahuasca plant? What remedies do you practice here in the States? Because I think the ayahuasca is like illegal here somewhere, but what are some other alternatives?
Yeah, it's illegal for the most part. So nobody that has an entity should be doing no plant medicine. That's number one. Okay. So if you have a energetic attachment, what you need to do, you need to get exercise first. You want to remove that, because what happens if you have entities on you, if you even have a misplaced ancestor on you that didn't cross over, they need to be removed off you first and then elevated, because the medicine is just going to exacerbate it, and it's not going to be a smooth ceremony. It's not going to be a smooth transition. And if you have like a low level being or an entity on you, it could be very destructive and very scary. So a person shouldn't do any plant medicine. They should get exercise first to get the entity off of them. And then they should clear their chakras and then work on their healing first. And then once they tackle a lot of their healing, then transition into, like, let's say hop A. which is a tobacco-based plant medicine. It is legal here in the States. It comes from, well, it comes from all over, but I get mine personally from like Accra, Brazil, in South America. And that is a great plant medicine to work with first. A lot of people jump straight to grandmother. Like you gotta take baby steps when you're working with the plant medicines, and you want to respect the plants. You don't want to just, it's kind of egotistical just to go straight to grandmother. You just knocking on grandmother's door. No, you better crawl before you walk, because she gonna whoop that butt. She gonna whoop that tail. And so yeah, you don't want to go that way.
Damn. So what happens when you take people into a session with the tobacco? Like, is it a whole cleansing ceremony? Is it ceremoniously, or you just kind of like, what
Yeah,
does it look
so
like?
the way my steps go, I always start with a chakra checkup, because I need to know what's going on with you. I tell people, don't tell me nothing. Cause cause the thing is, we're all human and we all have minds and opinions, but you gotta take yourself out of it. It's kind of like you want to go in blind so you can get the true information straight from the energy center and straight from spirit. You don't want to like be influencing the reading, because I ain't going front. I done seen some people and I'm like, oh, I know all her chakras is blocked. And then spirit was like, surprise, surprise. Every last one of them was open. So I've been told, okay, let me just shut up and do the reading. Let me
Right.
not try to assume. Like people be, sis, what you think? I don't. Nope. I just go straight to your higher self. I'm not finna put my opinion in it, because my opinion don't matter. It's not about me. It's about what it is. And I'm not finna guess, because 90% of my guessing is going to be wrong, because I'm going off looks. And it could be, I'm thinking this sister chakras is blocked. In reality, she could just be highly tapped in and don't know how to control the energy, but all her stuff is open. So it's very important. You got to humble yourself. Don't put your opinion in it, and just read the energy. So that's how I do it. So I tap in with your higher self. I go straight to the source and I read your energy centers. And then I have a sheet that I fill out. My session to read it takes about 2, sometimes 3 hours. So on a man, it's about 32 chakras that we can get through in about 2.5 hours. On a woman, is 36. I read everything, even in the sexual organs. I'll read the man's prostate chakra. I'm reading the woman's fallopian chakra. So I'm going deep with it. And I'm telling them what exactly it means to their life. And every time it's been right and exact. And so once we do that, then I know what the next step is. Do they need like a soul reset session with the tuning forks and the singing bowls, or do they need a hape session? Do they have an attachment? Some people can have like an ancestor on them that didn't elevate. Sometimes your ancestors, when they died, they wasn't ready. Or they're scared, they didn't go into the light, but you happen to be intuitive and they saw that, so they attach themselves to you. They're not bad, but they just need to be elevated. And because they're attached to you, they could be kind of causing conflict in your life, and they're not trying to do it. That's why it's important to elevate your ancestors that may have attached. Some people might just have a lot of like low level entities attached to them. And what people have to realize, baths are great. Yeah, spiritual baths are absolutely great for getting rid of different energy sources. But what I want to tell people, y'all have to remember, it, like, the creator created energy. So this ain't magic. The creator created energy, and energy is living. And you have to remember, we're made up of protons, neutrons, and electrons. Like, we're made up of all of this different matter. And also, when you think of a bacteria, that's nothing that you could see with your naked eye, but guess what? It's alive and well. And if that bacteria get in your body, that bacteria can start as one, and in a week, it could be 20,000. And in 2 weeks, it could be 2 million. Now you sitting up with the flu trying to figure out what's going on. But that's something that you can't see, taste, touch, or smell, but it's there. So that's why I kind of like let people know, think of entities kind of like that, like a bacteria or a virus, because it's absolutely real. And that's another reason why they kind of say like cleanliness is next to godliness, because when you have the filth brings in the bacteria, the viruses, the parasites and stuff, and then they grow, they have a breeding ground, mold, mildew, and that stuff will get in you, and it literally could take over you. You know, it's literally an entity in itself. So it's very important to keep your energy body clean. Even on the level, think about your phone, think about the Bluetooth, think about the radiation that's coming off of that, off your laptop.
The frequency.
Yeah, all the times that you're exposed to this, that's micro technology that we don't understand. But guess what? You know it works, because you know when you hit that Bluetooth button, it's going to connect to your phone, or it's going to connect that earpiece. So you don't know how it works. It ain't magic, but you know it works. And that's, I tell people the same thing with these entities.
And you know what? That goes in the same breath of saying, when you're riding in your vehicle, in your car, that seat is fastened to the chassis, and the chassis is the actual frame of the car. So any electronic currents that are passing through the chassis of the car is passing through the seat, and it's going up to your anus. Okay, these are called alternate currents, direct currents and alternate currents from your alternator. Your alternator in the car is putting out the energy throughout the car. Now, the Tesla is a little bit different. The Teslas don't operate on that same energy, of course, but there is an energy field around the car that's affecting the internal of your body. Then you're dealing with cell phones. Then you're putting food in the microwave. Then you're eating it. I tell anybody, as a chef, you ever put food in the microwave and it comes out and you bite it and you burn your lip? And I ask people, what just burnt you? Oh, the food burnt my lip. What heated the food up? The heat in the mic. What kind of heat is that? That's radiation. You just got a radiation burn.
Yeah.
You feel like the food is too hot out of the microwave. That's radiation. So everything you just said, all right and exact. Somebody talked about organ pyramids block all that. What do you know about organs?
Yeah, they're talking about the Oregon pyramids. They are good for blocking the energy, the radio frequency energy. You can also buy things. So I bought my family, I don't have it right here, but I bought my family some EMF blocking hats, because I got like toddlers too. I got them off Amazon. It was a company called Radio Smart, RADIA Smart. And I put them on my toddlers, my kids, and it helps to really block those rays. Because the thing with the Oregon pyramids, that's great for us adults. But if you trying to, if you trying to protect your kids too, they little butts is running around. They ain't gonna care about that pyramid. They're not gonna keep it on their person. Right. So you got to do something as well for like the children that's gonna help, block it for them.
So Teron Howard, Terry says, do they make these entities to keep us from elevating? I'm not sure what he means by that, but it sounds like he's talking about, are there certain entities that I guess placed on certain people to keep us from elevating? Do you believe that that's a thing?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And the entities, because you got to remember, they don't like us. They don't want us to grow and elevate, because Earth, this is literally the schoolhouse. So we here to learn lessons. So the much that they can keep us off that path, they're going to do it. And so every being on this planet has an energy signature. And so when they put a tracking implant in you, they're putting it in your energy signature, and they can find you anywhere in the universe. That's why it's so important to get it removed.
Damn. Somebody asked a question and said, what was the name of that movie you was talking about earlier with the soul ties and the sperm, I guess, been tracking woman's wall?
It is called The Miracle of Life. It came out, I believe 1989, and it's around 17 minutes in. And PBS put it out. But they're showing the sperm going in the womb looking, and when it can't find it, it's like the sperm went berserk and start eating into the wall of the vagina.
Oh, bro, are you serious? Let me see something. I think it's maybe it right here. This is it right here.
Life Greatest Miracle. That's a different one. See if you can find the Miracle of Life. PBS, the Miracle of Life. There it is, the Miracle of Life, full documentary, Nova PBS.
And you said it's about 17 minutes in?
Yeah, go 17 minutes in.
Listen, we want to.
I tried to remember it.
I want to see this right here. Papito. Let's see these ads. So why this is queuing up? We're gonna take a look at this right quick. All right, here we go. Can't get past them ads, boy. So when I was growing up, we had commercials. We didn't have ads. We had commercials. Right. You damn near know the whole commercial too. Let's see if it's gonna let us go download whatever this is right here. They trying to sell us because they are pushing the hell out of this right here. Jesus.
That is Adobe.
I love Sparks Adobe. So let's go to 17. Let's go to 1659.
Yeah.
Now explain what we're looking at right here. Is that the actual egg?
Yeah, that's the egg.
Okay.
And it should start showing the sperm going into the canal.
This is crazy. That's like a brain, actually.
It sure does.
Now, it's something that blew my mind. I didn't realize that the actual sperm itself, the head of the sperm, that becomes the brain, and the rest of the body becomes your body. Like the actual.
Yeah. You're talking about like the spine. The brain and the spine, yeah.
Everything comes off the sperm, yeah. That sperm is your endocrine system, your endoskeleton.
Mm-hmm.
That blew my mind.
Go back to 15 minutes.
All right, let me go back here. This look like it's it right here.
Okay, I might have been off on the time. It's just gonna show.
It's all good.
Sperm.
No, hold on. This is actually being released from the male's sanctum. Sanctum. I'm saying that right?
Mm-hmm.
Coxal bone. Because a lot of men think that the actual sperma is in your testicles, but your sperma is not in your testicles. What I was told, what I heard was, when a man get ready to, ejaculate, the sperm actually comes from the base of the cerebral, and it comes down your spine, and it collects all the information it needs from the father. Then it hits the sanctum, which is above the coxal bone. Then it comes out in this area right here. So intuitively, the sperm, as it comes down the back of the man's spine, it collects all the information off the father. All it needs: the eyes, the hair, the height, feet, ears, everything. And then it comes out of this right here. It comes out of this area right called the sanctum, or that sacral area right here. A lot of men think that the sperma is collected in the sac, but it's not. If we just looked at sex like this, I think it'd be less of it.
Right.
Like, this is what's happening.
That's so
This
true.
is what's happening right here. This is what's going down. This is what y'all feel right here. This is what everybody's so excited about right here. Which is, I'm not judging nobody. People who like to do same-sex stuff, males particularly, when you go through that back door, like that's death, man. There's no life in there at all.
Nope.
This is crazy.
They should start showing the pictures of the sperm. Let's see. Go forward a little bit, because you'll actually see the head of the sperm.
Yeah, they're gonna start showing it next. After this fucking ad shows, it's Adobe.
Right.
If you don't have Sparks Adobe, so we can get like a sponsorship and get paid from this ad we're running up on my channel right now. If you don't have Adobe, go download it right now. Great for Photoshop. Adobe Photoshop, all generations, all ages, a glowing path of colorful sea coral leads to a circular. They got the AI now. Skynet taking over every fucking thing. Sarah Connor, she was right. Oh, here we go. This is fun. This is like 8th grade sex ed class.
Right.
But a lot of us forgot. So as these little entities are traveling through the woman's sacred cavities, each one of these little sperms are souls. These are souls.
And they're looking for the egg. Oh, wait, hold on. Might be.
I think it's it right here. I think because I seen something a little bit earlier. Again, yeah, we're watching the Miracle of Life full documentary, Nova on PBS. Okay, if you just now joining us, we talked about a lot of great stuff about a 45 minutes ago, which led us to this point where we are right now. Hold on. What sister say right here? Man, good point. And Tayo, you're focused on sending the energy up the spine and the sexual alchemy. I heard the same thing with when men are asked to do sexual retention, sperm retention, is to resend the energy back up the spine versus letting it out that way. You send it back up to your crown chakra. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I've tried it and I have failed every single time. So, I'm not as disciplined in that area. I think this is it right here. Here we go.
Yeah, go forward. Yep, there it is.
When you said eating the walls,
You're gonna see it. It's literally when it can't find, you're gonna see it's literally gonna burrow into the wall. And literally it's how a soul tie is made.
Yes. Nicole, that is very true. Man's be do exhausted. We've released a lot of entities in that little 20, 30 minutes, seconds, whatever it takes to get there. But I also feel that humans are the only animals that misuse this activity in a perverted way. You know, all the time animals are doing it. Animals are really doing it to procreate and to multiply. We just do it. We feel like doing it.
Right.
This is deep. Interesting. So go check out the special. You get an opportunity. And I'm gonna watch it. I did want to see the sperm eat something though.
I'm gonna show you. Hold on.
That is crazy.
Because I think I just messed up on the time. Hold on.
Yeah, you want to check that out though. So while we in the same vein, no pun intended, about the sex part, talk to us about these entities right here. Are you familiar with this entity right here?
Oh yeah, succubus is a female demon. Yeah, so you have an incubus and a succubus demon, and they literally can jump on your body and have sex with you while you're sleeping. And they hunt for souls that are like on their level. So if a person energy vibration is low, then you're kind of on their playing field, and while you're sleeping, you can be attacked.
Wow. says succubus is a female demon or supernatural entity that appears in men's dreams to seduce them, usually through sexual activity. The male equivalent of a succubus is an incubus. The word succubus comes from the Middle English, medieval Latin. It was first recorded in 1350 and 1400. Some anthropologists and psychologists believe that the succubus and the incubus are supernatural explanation for sleep paralysis and hallucinations. Yeah, that's what he said when we was growing up, that the witch is riding your back.
Yeah.
That's what he used to tell us. The witch is riding your back. Succubus is understood as a Lillian demon or in female form or supernatural entity that appears in dreams to seduce men, usually through sexual activities. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, there are some living, walking succubus too. They don't all just show up in your dreams while you sleep.
Exactly.
Some of these jokers can shapeshift and they take on bodies. I've seen it personally. I've seen these things shift, and it's weird to see it. So thankfully, I've been on a healing journey myself for the past while. It's irrelevant how long it has been. But since I have been in this space, I've also seen how important, how sacred it is, this transaction is that we call sexual activity. It's a very sacred activity.
That is so true.
To be out here in these streets, lending yourself to every Tom, Dick, and Hank, it ain't good for your soul. We have a question.
You're literally creating sexual soul ties.
We have a question
that's what
for
you don't want to do.
It says, could fibroids be caused by the sperm that don't reach the egg?
No, so fibroids usually, if it's not like a physical ailment, so it could be caused by the diet. That's like a physical ailment. So if it's not caused by the diet, like mucus in the body, it could be caused by trauma. If a person went through sexual trauma or pain. And then the third thing that could cause it is, like a spirit baby or a sexual soul tie. But it's not usually the actual sperm.
Let's see if we got any more questions in here. Oh, no, we don't. Okay, cool. All right. So what else? In this picture in the background right here behind us, explain to us what is happening.
So these two sisters are doing a hape ceremony with the sacred plant medicine. That's the tobacco base. It's pure tobacco from South America, not the stuff that we sell here in America. So what they're doing right now, I have a process where we really go back into the recesses of the mind, and we get through 30 years of trauma.
Wow.
So they're getting out all of the trauma. They're writing it down. That's what they're doing right now in the picture.
And you actually host these sessions, right?
Yes.
So the ladies in the comments that's on here, they're actually able to book you for a session.
Yes. And these are very good to do with family too. As well as I've had like a lot of mother-daughters do it, husband and wives, a mother and her kids. She has some adult kids. It's very powerful when you do it with your family as well. And you can also, of course, do it individually too. But it's very, very powerful. And so the first thing I always work on is healing the inner child. So we go back to the trauma that your mother and your father caused. That's usually my number one first ceremony, because you can do different ceremonies, but the first one is always to heal that inner child.
And what have you seen with those sessions? You see a lot of, I guess, forgiveness, crying. Like what's
I've seen like grown men break down and cry crocodile tears.
Wow.
like incomplete, like snot coming out of their nose, eyes, just uncontrollable bawling. Yeah, it's very powerful. They've had very powerful breakthroughs.
For sure, for sure. So, what's happening in this photograph right here? Same session?
So this one right here, this is the second part of the plant medicine where I just administered. It's called Sananga.
Mm-hmm.
And that plant medicine goes in the eyes. And so after I administered that, I'm actually sending energy to their heart chakras because it could be very scary because you can't see. And this is very important that you submit to the medicine. And so you have to relax and go within. And so I'm sending energy to their heart chakras while they're going through that. And I'm also telling them how to breathe. And so everything can flow very smoothly.
Damn. And how long did this session take? About a good hour or longer?
A lot of people aren't ready for the Sananga. So the hot pay usually is about an hour and a half. But I did one brother, it was 4 hours long. And so you just never know. I don't rush the healing. It's like once you in session, we in session. So it's not like, hey, your time's up. So I'm not rushing them along, but it's typically about an hour and a half. But with the Sananga, I would say it would be like another 40 minutes, but it just depends. Because like the brother, for instance, had issues with abandonment from his father not being in his life at all. And so when it was time to unpack that, it was very heavy. And so it just kind of depends. I roll with how you roll. So depending on how the person is releasing, however long the session takes.
Damn. Well, I don't know how long my session took, but I can tell y'all firsthand from the healing aspect, I was out the game, y'all. I couldn't get out the bed for like 2 days, like literally. I was in so much pain. I think like day two, day three, when I was trying to go I couldn't make it to the bathroom. I was in that much pain, right? Like I teared up trying to walk. Like, oh God, I can't even walk. And I think it was the vulnerability of me feeling like helpless, like, oh shit, I can't even do that for myself. But after this sister came over and talked to them about what we went through, because I was unfamiliar, other than the sound gong, or that's all I knew. And I felt the vibration shoot through my body, like boom. It was like, dang, this is crazy. And I remember Dr. Deborah Blair talking about frequencies, and we just talked about frequencies earlier, but there's a frequency that shot through my body that was like, wow, this is crazy, right? And it was little to no touching, which was crazy. Because when we first started up, I said, man, it's about to hurt, man. I'm thinking like a physical therapist pulling and turning. It was minimum touching. Let me tell y'all something. Talk us through what happened in my session with the tools and the methods you utilized in my session.
So with your session, I went to my handy dandy pendulum. So weighted object on a chain. You all can see. That's what I use to read the energy centers. And I was feeling a lot of energy locked in your hip region. So the hip region is dealing with the root chakra, and it's also dealing with the sacral chakra too. But it was very, very heavy. So I knew that it had something to do with like foundationals. And then the right side of the body, it was extremely heavy. And so the left and the right side of the body, it deals with our parents. The left side deals with the maternal side, and the right side deals with the paternal side. Now, it typically deals with our parents, but in your case, it was dealing with you as a father. And so it was a little different. But I immediately picked it up. That's why I was like, do you have something going on with your dad? Or y'all arguing or something? You was like, no, we good. Ain't nothing going on with my dad. I was like, it's something because it's on this side. And so like what we think literally will show up in our body. It will literally manifest. If you're stressing about, oh man, I got to get the birthday cake for baby girl, as a father, it's going to show up, so like the hips and the pelvis dealing with the root chakra, that's tying in with your adrenal glands too. So what's happening is putting you in survival mode, and it keeps firing off like fight or flight. So you might always be on go mode, like, I got to get this money, got to get this money, got to get this money. Because the root chakra deals with basic survival, food, clothes, shelter, money, bills, all of that stuff. There you go. The body keeps the score. And so if that's what you're focused on, just super grinding, super got to get this money, got to pay these bills, it starts showing up in your hips, which in turn affected your low back too. And then on a physical aspect, you're super tall. So you're probably also always looking down on people, and looking down on people, you're going to kind of have that, what do you call that? Like the posture, the shoulders.
Not literally. I don't look down on people literally.
Right.
Well,
yeah. Not literally.
But I am
peasants.
tall. I'm very tall. In case y'all didn't know, I'm very tall. So yeah,
very tall.
But so you use the pendulum. You also use the sound gong. What's the purpose of using the gong? What did that do?
So when I was checking your chakras, my pendulum was going off. And so I saw that all your chakras were shut down, the 7 that I checked. And so what I did, I called in your higher self. They showed me where I needed to start over your butt. So everyone, he was laying on the floor I have a Thai mattress. It's like a roll up soft cotton mattress. So he was laying on the floor on that. And so when I was going over the body, I was able to see what areas were blocked and not blocked. And so when I saw that they all were blocked, and this is also very easy to happen when you're in great pain. It's like everything just shuts down, because you got to remember, everything's connected. The mind, the energy connection, the body, everything's connected. And so I believe Spirit actually had me start at his pelvis, because usually I would start at the feet, but they had me start right there at his pelvis. And so I start playing the gong right there. And I have like 11 different gongs. They all make different tones and sounds. So I use the real ancient gong on you. It's a very piercing, deep, primordial sound, very ancient. And so I just start working the energy and pushing the energy. And like what you were saying, as I was playing it, those tones were going deep in your body. And the reason that I love sound healing so much is because, ready or not, it's going to penetrate. Like if I try to massage you, you could tense up and not get the benefits of that massage. But a gong, that's like a train. It's like when you hit it, ready or not, you're going to feel it. It's going to penetrate.
Oh, yeah.
And you just can't do anything but take it.
Oh, yeah. Now, the sound gongs and the sound bowls, what are the difference?
So these bowls right here are actually Tibetan bowls. Yeah. They're made typically in Nepal. They're made of 7 metals. These actually are for playing on the body. They have a very deep resonance as well. Mm-hmm. So these are for playing on the body. Now you have crystal quartz bowls. They have a more high pitch. That is more for, like, right there. That is, and you, as you can see now, she has more people. That is for group sessions, because the sound is not like a deep resonance. Because when you put the bowl on the body, the Tibetan bowl, that sound is going to go right into that person. The crystal quartz, the sound goes out. And so that's great for doing groups when you're trying to clear chakras in a group setting.
Gotcha. So the pendulum tells you where to go in the body. Then the gong sets the sound healing element of it. But we also did something else too, though. We did the what's it called? The patches.
The TENS machine. Yes.
Machine. Okay, yeah.
So
I'm trying to get them everything she do. All of it.
That was part of my massage therapy background.
There we go.
That was getting in there, opening up that muscle. TENS is TENS machine. If anyone ever went to like a chiropractor, for instance, you would have definitely probably experienced sound is a super tech unused potential. Absolutely. If you went to a chiropractor, you will definitely experience the TENS machine. It kind of feels like something is biting you, but it's actually sending miniature electrical pulses to that muscle. So if you got a muscle and it's like this, right? Like, I'm not going to let you go. That TENS machine is going to like eat away at it, send that pulse to make it do this. And then it opens up. So I also use that TENS machine to like force the muscles to open.
So we got a question, right? She said, how does I guess you use a tuning fork and all this?
So depending on what fork that you're using, because they have many different forks for many different things. So the ones I was talking about earlier were the chakra tuning forks. They typically come weighted or unweighted. You can use those to open your chakra centers or open someone else's chakra centers. And so the tuning forks, just like the bowls, they use a technique called entrainment, where if a vibration is lower, what it will do when you use this perfectly tuned bowl or perfectly tuned fork, that vibration that's lower, by playing that higher vibration, it's going to bring that lower vibration up to meet that perfect tone to now open and balance it. That's how sound healing works.
Oh, got it. Oh, that answered your question. Great. Now, is there anything else outside of what we've already went over that you would like people to know about your services, or how you operate? Anything else we should know?
Yeah, so things that you can do yourself. Someone mentioned spiritual baths earlier. Is very, very important. Don't take salt baths for granted. They actually work. What I like to tell people, depending on the levels of stress in your life, you might need to take a spiritual salt bath once a month or once a week or once every 2 weeks, but it helps to remove the energetic heaviness off of your electromagnetic field. So it's very, very important. Also, so when a person comes to me and they get cleared off, the next thing I tell them to do that's pertinent is go home, take your spiritual bath. Next, go clean your house energetically. That's very important because sometimes you can have unwanted guests in your home. It's going to really lock in the protection because a lot of people really like they really kind of take for granted is your words are power. So you could be letting stuff in and out your house that's causing havoc, and you're not even realizing you let that cross your threshold and come into your home, and now it's creating havoc in your house. And so you have to make your house like a fortress of peace, but you have to establish that protection first, because if not, it's like your house would be a revolving door. So it's always what I like to do. I like to tell people it's good to clean your home every time the seasons change. So you should be doing this 4 times a year. A house clearing, spring, summer, fall, winter.
Right.
Every time the season change, you should be doing a house clearing. Now, if a person has what I call like poltergeistic activity, that's a little different. That means there's actually an entity in your home that needs to leave. That would be a different type of clearing. But the normal person, typically, every season you should be energetically cleaning your home. Now, if you just did a full chakra cleanse, soul reset, just everything, hape ceremony, you also want to do a house clearing then as well.
Get clean.
Yes. And another thing I wanted to mention too, when we were talking about the incubus and the succubus, a lot of people need protection when they sleep. So this is another thing too. Never, never, never tell people all the protection that you put down at your house. Spirit revealed that to me. Never reveal, and it should be multiple layers of protection. It shouldn't just be, I burned sage. Cause you don't give your enemy, you don't give your enemy a heads up. Like somebody be like,
oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
What we gonna do in the session? I'll be like, why will I alarm the demon? I feel like just trust the process. I'm not gonna tell the demon what I'm gonna do, so the demon to get prepared. And so, like when you're doing protection in your home, right? Burning sage, for instance, that's just one layer of protection. You should have anywhere from like 8, 10, 15 layers of protection going on at your house at the same time.
Wow. You said 8 to 15?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't even know 8. I don't even know 8 things to do.
Oh, yes, you do. Because you got to think all the doors and the windows in your house, all the openings. That's right. A lot of people get attacked while they sleep. So your bed also needs protection. Think about the 4 corners of that bed. When people are getting attacked by the incubus or the succubus, or somebody is sending entities to spy on you without your permission, or spirits attacking you while you're asleep. So you got to have protection on your bed as well. And that's another layer of protection, because you can have protection around your home, but then protection for your bedroom and then protection for your bed. That's several layers right there.
Let me tell you what all this sounds like. I'm going to tell you what all this sounds like, what we just talking about right now. This sounds like this right here.
Hoodoo.
This sounds hoodoo. That's what it sounds like. Not voodoo. It's just hoodoo. Hoodoo is an autonomous ethno-religion that has also expands as a set of spiritual practices, traditions, and belief that were created by enslaved African Americans in the southern United States from various traditions of African spiritualities and elements of indigenous botanical knowledge. Is anything you said or saying, is it this?
I can't say that it's not that, because I'm not a practitioner of hoodoo, but because again, I just do what my higher self tells me. I follow spirit. So it could very well much be hoodoo. I honestly don't know, because I'm not a practitioner of it, but I do know that our ancestors did practice that, but it's not in my understanding that I have any ancestors from Louisiana. So I'm honestly not sure. My lineage comes from Mississippi and Alabama. So I got a lot of Choctaw, Chickasaw, all of that area, Demopolis, Alabama, Collinsville, like that area. So I don't know. Could be.
Region, American South, United States, Carolina Low Country, Sea Islands of the Gullah Geechee Corridor, Louisiana, North Carolina, Gulf Coast, Tidewater region, Maryland, Virginia, Arkansas, Alabama, Tennessee, whatever that is, Africa, East Texas, and Mississippi.
And see, go ahead.
No, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, the work that I do is I feel like it's specific for us. So one thing that I notice, people feel like they have to run out the country or go to South America to get healing, but who better to know how to heal us than ourselves? I grew up in the hood, North Side, Walnut Park, St. Louis. I didn't grow up on an Indian reservation, or I have not, visited the continent of Africa, the motherland or anything. I'm from the hood. I'm from here. And I've been straight trained by spirit. Now, on another note, I am a non-practicing Oshun priestess. I'm non-practicing because I didn't get the proper training.
Okay.
But that's not what I use in my healing sessions to heal my people. But I just feel like what we need, we already have the antidote to what we need. And I feel like people try to kind of skate over Black people, Black women, Black men, when we have the ashe, we have the power, And what I'm also finding, because again, I've been to New Orleans before. I absolutely love it. It's a beautiful, magical city. But I know my people aren't from there, but somehow, some way, I still got the magic. I still got the Midas touch, And I feel like we're not talked about or celebrated enough. It's like everybody think you got to come from a reservation or South America or Africa to actually be a true healing facilitator. Because I don't call myself a healer. I don't heal nothing. What I do, I facilitate healing so you can heal yourself,
Come on with it. Listen, I don't have a dog in the fight, okay? Because what I bear witness to that you did work, okay? I know how I was feeling, and I know how I'm feeling now. All right, you can't go against nobody's testimony about what happened to them. All right, this happened to me. So,
exactly.
But all in all, family, we are the creators of all these devices. We are the creators. Just like the good brother I had on here last Sunday. And this Sunday, he's back again with the geometrium. The entities, the powers that you have within yourself, if you tap into them, man, it's limitless. It's limitless, right? So here's what I want to do. I want to try to set up a session with somebody in the audience. Somebody in the comments right now. You're in the comments right now. Shoot me an email right now. Subject matter healing session.
You want me to read their chakras? I could do it.
Yes. I mean, you can't do it over. You do it in person over the.
Right now, yeah, I can. Energy is witness.
Okay, let's go with.
We are the blueprint.
Let's go with Miss Nicole. What do you need from her? You need a birthday, zodiac sign. What we need?
Okay. Hold on one second.
Nicole, I just volunteered you for this reading because she's the most active over in the comments. She's the most active in the comments. So I think the guys are kind of like fell back a little bit. They still tuned in. They still tuned in. We're gonna do Nicole first. And listen, y'all, shoot me an email like we did last time. Shoot me an email when we had the high priest on here. Shoot me an email. The email is below.
I just need her last name and the city and state in which she's in.
Miss Nicole, that's for you. Now everybody like me, do me. Get y'all ass over to that email, man. The M.O.I podcast@gmail.com. Shoot me an email and I'll send you the link directly to get her, because you don't have enough time to do everybody on here tonight.
Right.
Okay. But I want you guys to have opportunity, like we just did with the high priest on Sunday. I want to give you guys these connections outside of the knowledge I be bringing y'all about history. Let's dig a little bit deeper in ourselves. Hold on, she's asking a question in the chat right now. She said, "Last name, yes. City you from or city she currently in?"
The city that she's in right now.
The city you in right now. Angie, dang her name, she'll kick my butt. Miss Nicole. Uh-oh.
Okay, I got it. Okay.
Got it.
What's her last name?
Higgins.
Oh, okay.
I know it ain't Angie. I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. I know it's not
She
Angie.
is in
Don't beat me up.
Cummings.
Now, Miss Higgins has never met you before, has she? Do you know her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know her. Know from my can of paint. I don't know. It's your life.
I know her.
I don't know none of these people on here. All right, just want to be clear. I want about things, this is a magic trick now. All right, there you go.
It's not a magic trick. Okay, so I'm trying to see. Can y'all see this? Or is this better?
That was a little bit. That was going crazy. It was a little better.
This one's a little better. Okay, we're gonna use this one. Okay.
All right.
Never met on this plane. Right.
There we go.
Okay.
Miss Higgins from Cummins, Georgia. Let me mute my music because I want to hear this.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna ground myself first. The Creator, I pray, please tell me today, born in my crown chakra, fill my entire being with the universe, take the sacred source energies and shoot out my crown chakra, making the spirits protection around me and Angela Higgins, located in Cummings, Georgia. Please call in my higher self and my guardian angels, and please call in Angela Higgins, located in Cummings, Georgia. Higher self and guardian angels, and hold them all to the highest absolute good, truth, and honesty. And so it is. I share. Angela, do I have permission to come into your electromagnetic field? Ashe. Okay. Angela, higher self. Let me hold it up. And so what we're looking for clockwise spins. If it goes clockwise, that means it's open. If it doesn't move, unfortunately, that means it's shut down. If it goes back and forth, that means there is an attachment. If it jumps while going back and forth, that's like a entity attachment, like a very strong attachment. Okay. Angela Higgins, higher self, located in Cummins, Georgia. Angela Higgins, root chakra. Root chakra is open. As you see, it's going clockwise. It's really open. Okay, hold on one second. Angela Higgins, sacral chakra. Sacral chakra is also open. Angela Higgins, solar plexus chakra. So when I belch, it is spirit letting me know that it is, as you can see, it's going crazy. So you have a very strong attachment on your solar plexus. Let me write that down. We'll come back to that one. I'll tell you what that means. Angela Higgins, heart chakra. Heart is open. Angela Higgins' throat chakra. Throat is also open. Angela Higgins' third eye chakra. Third eye chakra is also open. It's really open. Look at that. Angela Higgins' crown chakra. Crown is also open. Angela Higgins' soul star chakra. Soul star chakra is also open. Okay. Angela Higgins' lower Dantian chakra. Lower Dantian. Something attached. Angela Higgins' middle Dantian chakra. So Angela Higgins' upper Dantian chakra. Is good. You see, Angela Higgins' middle Dantian, upper Dantian, lower Dantian. Solar plexus. Heart chakra. Okay. Now let me check. Angela Higgins' small intestines chakra. Small intestines is good. Angela Higgins' ascending colon chakra. Angela Higgins' transverse colon chakra. Transverse. 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 Angela Higgins' transverse colon. Transverse. Transverse is shut down. Transverse. Shut down. Angela Higgins' descending colon chakra. Descending colon is good. Okay. Descending colon chakra is good. Angela Simmons' sigmoid chakra. Sigmoid chakra is also good. Okay. So now I'm looking for a yes is a circle or a no is a line. Angela Higgins' higher self. For her solar plexus chakra, is this a soul tie? Okay, this is a soul tie. Okay. Is it a sexual soul tie? It's not a sexual soul tie, but it is a soul tie. Soul tie is a yes. On number 3. So, real quick, right here, I've checked about 15 chakras. So the first one, as you all know, is the root. That deals with the adrenal glands. The second one was the sacral, that deals with the reproductive organs. The third one is the solar plexus. That's the like the power center of the body. The fourth one is the heart chakra. The fifth one is the throat. The sixth one is the third eye, and the seventh one is the crown chakra. The eighth one, which sits about 6 to 12 inches above the head, that's the soul star. I also checked the chakras in the colons because the solar plexus was shut down. So the first thing I want to say to you, sis, is that your chakras are amazing. You're doing the work. You almost had a perfect 7 reading. So you are absolutely doing the work. So I first want to congratulate you on that. Out of the major 7 chakras, you only have one that's blocked, and that is the solar plexus. So the solar plexus chakra, as you probably already know, that one is yellow. It deals with the power center of your body. On an emotional level, it also connects with like worry, anxiety, things like that. And this is unfortunately where people can sink hooks into you to manipulate. This is where soul ties are developed, not sexual soul ties, but soul ties. So I checked with your higher self, and they did confirm that it is a soul tie. So what's happening is somebody very close to you that is dear to your heart. It could be a family member, it could be a friend, it could be a cousin, but somebody, it could be a kid, I don't know. But they are literally sucking the life force out of you. They are draining you, whether they are doing it on purpose or unintentional. But it's so bad where it shut your solar plexus down, where it's almost like it's sucking your light up. It is literally like draining you. And so, how you'll know who this is, like, I'm gonna give you an example. You might be having a great day. Then all of a sudden, this certain person might call you, and you jump on the phone with them, and they're, girl, let me tell you, da 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 da. You get off the phone with them, now you feel absolutely, completely horrible. Like they completely unloaded, dumped on you. Now you're mad. Just change the whole course of your day. That's an example of how you could kind of identify it. But it's somebody that's in your life that's close to your heart that is sucking the life force out of you. So what this is telling me is you need to work on setting better boundaries with people that you love. Because what's happening, you're not setting enough boundaries, and it's starting to affect your gut health, and that's what you don't want to happen. Now physically, I checked, you don't have any like parasites, like you don't need to do a colon cleanse, so that's good. That's telling me that you probably already have done one and it's going really good. You said, yes, I know who it is. I left 3 months ago and I've been in fight or flight up until recently. She's blocked. I shade to that. And so another thing I checked your life force energy. So your life force chakra is broken down into 3 reservoirs of energy. It's the lower dantian, the middle dantian, and the upper dantian. So this is a very important chakra that many people completely ignore. It's extremely important because it's literally your life force. So the lower dantian, it governs the lower extremities of the body. And it can also even govern like the reproductive organs. That one was shut down. And so with it having something attached, you could be suffering from like reoccurring infections. Like it could show up like a reoccurring yeast infection or a reoccurring UTI infection, you know, just to kind of give you an example. But something has shut down your lower dantian. Also, the middle dantian is also shut down. And that's another extremely important chakra because it governs all of your major organs in the middle of your body, which is all of your organs almost. And so, you know, the livers, the pancreas, the kidneys, the lungs, the heart, the small intestines, large intestines. And so this could also be an indication that something shook up your life force. So when I see all three blocked, which you do not have, sometimes that's an indication that that person just got into an accident. Like something could have happened to shake up their dantian, but your upper is okay. So something's going on in the middle of your body where it could show up like maybe you have been fighting sickness recently, maybe you just got over a sickness, or it could be a sign that you may have gotten hurt and maybe you didn't realize that, you know, it was even that bad, but something happened because your lower and middle dantian is shut down. It's going to be very important to get that open. And you said, interesting, just to let you know, I'm a highly sensitive person, empath. People subconsciously and spiritually demand my attention daily. Yeah, so that's gonna go back to that solar plexus. And another thing too, the middle dantian is the same area. So you literally could be getting this life force sucked out of you by other people. So if you did not physically get into an accident, it could very well be much you're allowing people to have too much access to you and you got to shut it down because they're draining you spiritually, emotionally, you know, and energetically. You said I did shake up my life force. My son just got over being sick and I took a week off of work to be with him. Okay, so yeah, so that's definitely what it is. So you definitely want to make sure that you take some spiritual baths. If he's done being sick, he could do one too. I don't know how old he is. I don't know if he's a baby or if he's like a, you know, toddler or whatever. But you can also give him a spiritual bath as well. But this is just an example of, and that was what, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14. That was just an example of 14 chakras that I had just went through. Do you have, oh, he said, wow, yes. Do you have any questions? Oh, he's 11 months. Yeah, he's a baby. Yeah, so with him, you can do salt water. You can put a little bit of lemon in it. Make sure you wash the crown of his head, the back of his neck, as well as the front. And you just kind of get the salt on the main chakras. And he doesn't have to be in it for a long time, but you definitely want to make sure that you wash the baby. And then after you give him a spiritual bath, then give yourself one. You are so welcome.
Listen, there it is. I brought you the high priest last week. I got you the high priestess this week. And all I asked was for an email so I can get you the right information to book your session with these amazing people. These are the people that I'm dealing with right here. Powerful people. And in the words of Jesus, you will go on to do greater things than even I. Okay, so the sister and the brother are our equals. Okay, they have been bestowed upon themselves with an amazing gift and amazing talent and I want to share it with you guys. So every Friday, as long as the High Priestess is available, I will have her over here. I want to let her take the helm of everything, though, because I respect the feminine space. I want her to lay out the feminine energy. I don't belong in this space. Although, however, now, fellas, we gotta tap into our divine feminine too, because we have both principles. We have divine masculine and divine feminine, and so do the sisters. They have both of them too. They're a little irregulated right now, a little irregular, especially in Atlanta.
I was gonna say next week we could talk about spirit downloaded energy system. To me, it's my very own energy system called the womb trauma release system, and it removes trauma that we got in our wombs. And believe it or not, men have it too because they were inside of their mother's womb. And some men used to be women in past lives, not to be confused with transgender, nothing like that.
Not at all.
But just in past lives, we have been men and men have been women too. So the womb trauma release still helps men, even if their current lifetime they are a man.
So listen, shoot me an email. The M.O.I podcast gmail.com. Book your sessions. Emails blowing it right. I got 2 or 3 people hit me up already. It's like 50 of y'all long. I don't know why all 50 of y'all hadn't shoot me an email yet. But we know some of our people just
we could do some like energy imprint removals next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Energy imprint removals. Text me that so I remember to put on the flyer for next Friday.
Yeah, we can remove some tracking implants off of people.
And listen, y'all, every time I go live, I'm not spitting out history. I'm not putting together the historical timeline for us to go down the rabbit hole about slavery and 40 acres and a mule and this Negro. Some of us need to get some of this real healing, though. Like we can learn all that stuff. We can learn all about the past. But what are you doing right now for your physical? What are you doing right now for your mental?
Exactly.
How are you maintaining yourself? Having all this knowledge, people say knowledge is power. I say knowledge is not power. I say the application of knowledge is power. I know a lot of smart people who have no power. So they can't be true. I definitely want to, I mean, that's just what it is. That's what it is. But I definitely want to thank you again. So remember, this coming Friday, coming up, we're gonna have the High Priest back in the building, dealing with the geometrium again. I feel like a lot of y'all wasn't ready for it last time, right? I feel like a lot of people wasn't ready for it last time.
He said it's Sunday.
Back.
It's Sunday.
Sunday at 7:30. Sunday 7:30. If you're following
did we ever pull up the Miracle of Life? Because I wanted y'all to see the sperm eating. I got the time wrong.
Did you find the time on it?
I think we should check 23 minutes.
Let me see if I can pull it back up.
Or 43 minutes.
But definitely be sure to check in. Well, that's on Sunday. Yeah, I got to pull it back up. Hold on. Before we go to that, you got to watch this movie.
Which one is that?
The Deliverance.
I'm gonna have to check in with my spirit. Listen, I gotta check in with my spirit.
Ain't got nothing to do with no spirit. It's a great movie.
You know, they be putting curses in movies. I gotta check in with my higher self to see is that something I need to be watching. Cause I've been shut down a few times. They be like, "Don't watch that," and I'll be like, "Okay."
All I know is it's a great movie. I watched it. I love the way the sister downloaded the Holy Spirit, let the Holy Spirit use her in the movie. I love that part. And Lee Daniels is the director of this movie. The sister and Lee Daniels actually did an interview on Breakfast Club, and you just got to hear about it. I ain't gonna tell you about it, hear about it, but they were saying that they actually had to have holy oil on the set.
Because, yeah.
Huh?
I said, oh yeah, if you pulling up that type of energy.
But here's the thing though. The movie actually happened in real life. Is based on a true story with his sister right here in the top hand. Oh, well, shit. sister right here in the top hand corner, the sister right here, actually, the story is based on her and the house she was living in. I want to say somewhere in Detroit or somewhere up north. But her house, this is an actual true story. Like things were happening with her kids. The doctors at the hospital saw her son walk up the wall and they ran out the fucking room. Like in real life. It happened in the movie, but it happened in real life also. And one of the doctors was like, yeah, that shit was beyond our scope. It ain't got nothing to do with that.
It's out of my scope of practice.
Something's wrong with him. But we don't ain't nothing in this hospital gonna heal that. But it's a great movie though. I think you should check it out if you get opportunity. If you check in, you know, with your spirit guides. I thought it was a great movie just because it's by Lee Daniels. If we can sit here and watch Django and 12 Years a Slave, we should watch this too.
Right.
Okay, what was it called?
I'm finna find the sperm part while you check in on the question.
It's it right here, right? It was this one, The Miracle of Life. Full documentary joint. Of course, we got to go through 17 ads before we get there. What's the time mark for it, though?
Hold on, I'm looking at it now. Oh, it might be. I was way off. I think it's 39 minutes.
39 minutes.
Go to maybe 40 minutes.
Okay, this is 40 right there. Yeah, it's like 39. Here we go. I think I just seen it. But first, University of Phoenix. Get off your couch. Go to college. What you doing? Just waiting on the scene to queue up. Why this scene is queuing up, definitely for real. Check us out this Sunday. The High Priest will be in the building this Sunday, breaking down more information with the Geometrium and just reading y'all off the screen, just like the sister just did. But the sister, like, y'all see this stuff is like, shit is real. Like, she just read the sister off the screen with no physical contact, without even a conversation with the sister. She just took her name and where she was at. Likewise, the High Priest really just takes your name and figures all y'all out. So just trying to, it's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build a different level of energy. It's going to take a couple weeks for it to catch on, but when it catches on, just make sure y'all can say, oh, I was there for the first one. We're going to keep this going every single week with this sister and the good brother as well. So here we go.
It's at 39:42. Oh, wait, I know what I got.
Here it come right here. We at 38:29. Let's just watch this part right here and see what happens.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you and see you.
Okay, my phone decided to do a system update, so I'm on the tablet.
It's all good. So we are inside the womb right here. What we at? What we inside of? I don't know what we inside of. We're inside of something. Somebody's body.
Right.
The male or the female body. I don't know what body. Is it playing? Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you watch, you're going to see it literally eating into the walls.
So it's eating to the wall and doing what? Just it's going to die in the walls?
Yeah. It is literally going to eat into the wall and then die. Because that's not what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to find the egg.
Why does sperm got teeth? Like, what is this little stuff?
Look, there you go, right there.
Oh God, that's the lining of the wall.
Mm-hmm. If you turn it up, they're talking about how it's eating into the wall of the vagina.
During this part of the sperm's journey, the layer of enzyme inhibitors at the tips of their heads is slowly being worn away. The sperm are fully capacitated and able to fertilize the egg, if they ever encounter it. the 200
And they have light.
that begin this
These are light
long
creatures.
journey, only about
And you see now, you see how it's going to the egg.
Mm-hmm.
The other sperm that was just in the canal, like they hadn't even made it to the egg, and they're like eating into the wall.
nutritive cells which have nourished it on its journey in the fallopian tube.
So
The sperm immediately release their digestive enzymes.
So when that person, you know, has sex with that other person, you're literally making a sexual soul tie. Like that man's, because you got to remember, women, we are receivers. So that it's like that DNA is literally becoming a part of our DNA, because his sperm, which just like you said, when y'all ejaculate, it's taking y'all whole DNA code going down y'all spine. And now that little sperm who's trying to find the egg, but may have gotten tired or just start digging into the wall of the vagina, now it's died. So that DNA is now a part of that woman. So if that man wasn't in alignment with her highest and greatest good, she's going to be craving this man, you know, that was toxic for her, you know, craving this black hole being, it's, you know, 5-10 years later, she's going to be craving him and wonder, why am I still thinking about Johnny? I ain't been with him in 10 years, but you still thinking about Johnny from 10 years ago.
damn. Be careful who y'all lay down with, fellas and ladies.
Absolutely.
Soul ties are real, and it's a real thing. A woman can give birth to a child that looks like the one who broke her virginity, even when the sperm is not from the same person.
Yeah.
About that. Be careful, fellas.
She said Johnny dropped a few apples.
Yeah. Like that's why being in that world, if you out there, fellas and ladies, protect yourself, protect your neck.
I gotta remember that time point. That was 39 minutes.
Yeah,
30 at the 30. I don't know why I thought it was a 17-minute, but 39-minute part. So even if you all want to show people how sexual soul ties are made, pull this video up, take them to 39 minutes in, and they're gonna see that sperm just burrowing into the vaginal canal, making that sexual soul tie on a physical level, not just a spiritual and an energetic level, but a physical level. This stuff gets deep.
Speaking of deep, fellas, pull out, man. Y'all want to pull out.
That part.
Bookham said the sperm is eating the Gucci. Literally.
Right, that's what the sperm is doing. Literally. That is hilarious.
All right. On that note, man, again, says thank you for tapping in with me. If you would have us back next Friday, 9:00, we'd love to have you back next Friday. Text me the subject matter, though, so we can definitely dive into the subject matter. I want you to do a little bit more of the curating. I want to kind of build this around you. You want to bring some other powerful sisters like yourself on the live with you as a guest. Let me know. We'll send them the link and get y'all up here, and we get a whole forum started. Any of y'all in the comments that want to join the session in person next Friday, shoot me an email, the M.O.I podcast at gmail.com. I got a few people who have sent me an email to book a session with you. I'll make sure I get the email, that link over to you guys as soon as possible. In the meantime, thank you again, sis. Appreciate you so much. Look forward to having you on next week.
Yes.
Any
if you all are
words?
on Instagram, you can also follow me at Merkaba House. I'm not really on TikTok much, but it's also Merkaba House on TikTok.
Get her on TikTok. She don't get on TikTok. She in love with IG, even though the algorithms are unfavorable to people of color.
Oh yeah, those algorithms suck.
People of color gets no love on IG, but on TikTok though. However, it's
you are right. Yes, but y'all are gonna be finding me here with M.O.I on Fridays.
Absolutely. So, what's your Instagram one more time?
It's Merkaba House, MERKABAHOUSE.
And that's over on Instagram, correct?
Oh, it's like, yeah, the word right there.
Yeah.
And it's just Merkaba House. It ain't no
Healing Temple.
underscores or nothing because there's a lot of fake pages out there that steal my pictures. I have the check mark. So please make sure when you follow, it's the one with the blue check. Cause these scammers is real out here in these streets.
Tell people you got a lot of
And I'll
followers.
never
I'm
inbox you
saying you got
for
a
a
lot of
reading.
followers. Listen. Tell us you got a lot of followers without saying you got a lot of followers. I'm the blue check. Official.
if you pick one of them other accounts, you're gonna wish you hadn't.
Well, they gonna
They're gonna be
scam.
getting you for all type of stuff.
Scamala. Okay, cool. Thank you, sis. Appreciate you again. Thanks for joining us. We'll check out with you next Friday. Thanks so much. Thanks for joining us.
All right. Peace and blessings, everyone. It was a pleasure.
Peace and love. There we have it, y'all. Once again, I'm bringing y'all the people, man. I'm bringing y'all the individuals who actually do the work. These people do the work. They're doing the work. They just did the work. Angela, appreciate you so much for allowing us to do that reading, be transparent. Bobby, I got your email. I'll make sure I get that link over to you as soon as possible. So, ladies, do me a favor. Make sure y'all share this every Friday. We're gonna be on here with the sister every Friday. This is really something building for the sisters. I was advised like the sisters need something. We get on here and we talk all this history and everything, and checking the algorithm. We do have more male followers. I do on my platform than female followers, but I also know the sisters do tap in and check in from time to time. So on Fridays, I want to do something for you guys, for you ladies on Fridays. So every Friday, sister be here. I'm just here to moderate. This ain't my lane. This ain't my field. I'm just here to moderate. Okay. So every Friday she'll be joining us. And every Friday we'll try to slide in 1 or 2 readings. Okay. Angela, if you was blessed today with this reading, definitely share it. All the other sisters, definitely share it. So Fridays, every Friday, the sister will be in the building doing her thing. And then on Sundays, I'm gonna bring the high priest back on Sunday to deal with y'all on the geometry. And then I'll be tapping in throughout the week because I'm still dealing with this I don't know what to call it. These Africans in America or American Africans. I'm still dealing with that. And y'all, it's getting deep. Next time I go live, I don't know. It ain't gonna be tomorrow. Got the high priest on Sunday. Oh yeah, I'm about to start doing something else on here too. I'm about to start doing movie review. I know I said last time I get a chance to do it, but this Monday, movie review. I'll post it on the platforms. You guys can click the bell to make sure you tap in. But this Monday, we're going to be doing 12 Years a Slave. I have 2 amazing hostess that I'm bringing on to break down the movie 12 Years a Slave. After that, we're going the following Mondays going forward. We have, I think, They Clone Tyrone and I think 2 other movies we're going to deal with. But this Monday, we'll be breaking down 12 Years a Slave this Monday. And I'm going to do my best every Monday. We're going to do a Monday movie review. And just the movies we picking, you know. Eventually we'll make it to Boys in the Hood and New Jack City and other movies as well. But it's just time to reflect on Black film, Black cinema, Black exploitation movies, if you will. This coming Monday. Tomorrow, checking in with the High Priest right here on the network. I'm excited to see y'all tomorrow, man. Thank y'all for rocking out with me tonight, man. Appreciate y'all. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. And yeah, peace and light.